Hello, hello. Here we are today with another expert in English language. I would like you to introduce yourself, please.
My name is Navid. I have been teaching for almost 10 years. I fell into teaching. I was an engineer, and I feel like that has brought me sort of a more holistic means of teaching. I've taught all around the world. I was born and raised in the UK though, hence my accent. Yes, so what I teach is mainly British English, English, if you will, not necessarily American English.
Yes. Thank you for joining us, Navid. Today we are going to talk about our weekend plans. So, Navid, can you tell us about your weekend? Where were we?
We had gone to a place in the southeast of the UK called Eastbourne. It's basically Brighton's little sister, if you will. It's got a pier just like Brighton, nice coastline just like Brighton. Yes, there's a lot to do. Obviously beachy sort of activities, things that you do on the beach. Yes, quite nice. It's very tranquil. There's forests, there's a lot of hikes to do there too, which we engaged in. Actually.
Yes, and the town's name was Hailsham, which is close and part of Eastbourne, if I'm not mistaken. And we stayed in a cabin in a very secluded area, in a farm, and we were surrounded by greeneries, and it was a wonderful night because when we arrived there, it was rainy to begin with, so we slept to the sound of rain, which was very peaceful.
It was very calming.
Yes, and when we woke up in the morning, we could hear the sheep going ba-ba, and so when we checked the window, then we saw, oh, there's a lake behind us, and there are some sheep grazing nearby. So it was just gorgeous, and it was a very cozy sight. What else happened? Okay, before we move on to the next step of our trip, let's talk about some of the words that we used. Like, I used secluded. Can you define that for us? What do you mean?
Secluded would be, the synonym would be such as isolated. It means you're not around many others or many things of its type. Yes.
Yeah, it's very private, and not too many people around. It's very quiet. Yeah. So you can use secluded in that scenario. And what else? So when there is one sheep, is
sheep.
Sheep, and if we have three of them,
sheep.
So that's another point to remember. The plural form of sheep is sheep.
Just like with rice.
Yes. So it's uncountable.
Uncountable, that's correct.
Yeah. And something we could have used for the sound of rain.
Hammering on the roof.
Or pitter-patter, right?
Pitter-patter would be a form of onomatopoeia. I think you could turn it into a gerund by saying pitter-pattering. You add ing on the end. No? Gerund or gerund. I think both are perfectly valid.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Yes, and I'd noticed a word I used myself. Of course, I would notice that. Beachy. So that's sort of not a gerund or gerund because that would be the verb.
Sure.
But beachy, I basically made an adjective out of the noun. Is there a word for that?
It's like touristy. That doesn't exist,
touristy,
but it's spoken informal. spoken
Exactly,
language
and
we
you'd
use it.
understand where it. I mean, obviously, it refers to activities that are done on the beach, beachy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and also when we woke up in the morning, we could hear the rustling sound of leaves. So the way they move is a rustling sound.
It's the same sound, and you describe this the same way as, let's say, if you took some paper and scrunched it. It's a similar sort of sound, no? The paper was rustling on my desk. I had the window open.
Yeah.
You might say that, yeah.
Yes, but not after scrunching it.
Scrunching is a similar sound, though.
That is open to argument, but yeah.
I'm not looking to argue.
I'm
not looking to argue. No.
And we could hear the wind as well. How do we describe the wind? The sound of the wind?
I would, depending on the intensity of the wind, you could say howling.
Yes.
So it would literally be like
This.
just like that.
Yeah.
Do that
This
sound
is
again, just
howling.
so I can compare. Yeah.
Howling wind. Yes. And the day after we went hiking, and it was a nice hill. What was it called?
What is hiking? Why was it not just a walk?
Because it's steep, so we go up. Uphill. When it is uphill,
You would
It's
ascend
hiking.
up
Yeah, you go
up
up.
a hill. Yes.
up, yes, and ascend, descend, up, down, depending on the angle.
Yeah.
Ascend, descend.
An easy way to remember that, I suppose, is like descend down. So you're going down, descending. It's got a D.
Yeah.
And ascending, up.
It's
You're going up. That's what it is.
Yes.
If you say it in that sort of EastEnders English accent, you're going up.
Which is Cockney, right?
Up.
Is it Cockney?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like a
EastEnders,
folk
by
opera.
the way, for those
Oh.
who do not know, is a very popular British show. Is it?
It.
Is it?
I don't know how popular it is anymore, given that there's now
It's an
Netflix and
old-
on demand and all of this. But it's on terrestrial TV, which is to say that when you just plug in a TV into the aerial, it would be on BBC.
Yeah, and it's been going on for how many years? Maybe.
It's a
20,
soap opera
20
based on
years.
the
Soap
East
opera,
End,
yeah, that's
based
the
on
word.
the East End of London.
Soap opera, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously they have that same sort of dialect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been going on maybe for 15 years or even
More.
more. Yeah.
More, I think. Yeah.
So that's something interesting. You can search and maybe watch a few episodes. See how you find it.
You'll learn
Would you
some.
recommend that?
For the humour, I suppose it's unintentionally humorous. You'll learn some very unique, sort of British-centric words there. Well, maybe even London-centric words. Watching the show.
Definitely.
Yes, especially insults. Yeah. But
Okay.
soft insults.
So,
not,
yeah, depending
no one's
on
going to
your
kill you
interest.
over them. Yeah.
Yes. And so yeah, we were describing our
Weekend.
weekend. So after we went hiking and did some sightseeing. There was a place we went to. It was called Seven Sisters. And why is that called Seven Sisters?
Well, first of all, what are the Seven Sisters?
Yeah, 7 cliffs, right?
There are
They are cliffs.
cliff edges, I should think. It's one of the most iconic geographical features of the UK, if you look it up. You may or may not have even seen it before. It is like the White Cliffs of Dover. It's just a sudden. You have obviously the rolling green hills of England, which is what it's known for, and then all of a sudden just a sheer drop, and the whole face of the cliff is white. It's full of chalk from the Jurassic.
Yeah, white chalk.
It's also, it is known as being the Jurassic Coast, because all that rock was extruded from It has never changed since the Jurassic age. And so a nice feature of going to the beach, to any of the south coast, really around that area on the Jurassic coast, is that many of the rocks that you find, especially depending on the shape, if you watch some YouTube videos, you'll understand like the sort of shape you should be keeping an eye out for. But especially like there's more sort of bulbous, spherical ones. Spherical is a nice word. If you crack them open, you might actually come across a fossil or a geode or a...
So what was the word that you used? Could you...
Which word? I speak a lot, unfortunately. Spherical?
Spherical. Like sphere.
Like a sphere.
Oh,
it's the
sphere
adjective.
Is like
a 3D circle.
Yes. Sphere, like a globe.
Like a globe.
So
like a ball.
Spherical. Is that the word you use?
Spherical.
Spherical is oh, you mean the shapes that we might find the fossils?
No, you wouldn't know it's a fossil.
The rock would be spherical.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that it's a fossil until obviously you've cracked it open and okay, there we go.
Yeah.
But the reason why it's such an odd word, sphere, is because I do believe it's of a Greek origin. So obviously the English language is an amalgamation of thousands and thousands of...
Amalgamation, that means a mix of different languages. Yeah, that's...
Not just languages though. An amalgam is a mix or the joining of something. So an amalgam could be like a glue. Would be an amalgam.
Yes, like
it's what you're filling. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
They'll put in an amalgam. Filling. And sorry, I have to apologize. When I teach, I do keep my language up leveled because I believe, obviously, and many studies have shown, especially when you're teaching kids, which I often do, if you speak more maturely to students, I'm not just going to say kids here, but if you speak more maturely to students, they mature quicker. They pick up those...
that's why we're here.
That language, they pick up that...
That's
the nuances and
the reason we like to expose ourselves and immerse ourselves with the English language. And yes, we upon exposure will get familiar with the pronunciation, with the meaning, guessing the meaning in the context. Like even if I don't know the meaning of amalgamation, like the way you use it of different languages, so I can guess, okay, different languages come together, so it's a mix. That's what I would guess based on the context.
You might get the vague meaning. You may not get the nuance, but you'll get the vague meaning, and from that you'll understand the sentence. So that's why it's very important to expose yourself. Just expose yourself. Read. So all I do with my kids, just read. We just read. It doesn't matter what it was. Anything that you're interested in, just do it, but do it in English. Yeah. Watch films in English. Watch films with, even if you're struggling, read it in your own, watch it in your own language, but with subtitles. I still, to this day, I have the habit of watching anything with subtitles. If there's no subtitles, I don't really understand this. I don't process it too well.
So maybe that's not something you want to recommend. To begin with, it's good with subtitles, but later on to be able
to challenge yourself. Why not?
Is like movies, with subtitle, but alongside it's good to listen to podcasts so that we improve just our listening.
That's true.
Skills.
That's true. But I'm saying, don't be intimidated. I, as a native English speaker, born and raised in London, in the heart of the UK, I still watch TV. I'd say I have to watch TV with the subtitles in order to really get what's going on. I'll understand it, but perhaps it's an attention issue with me. Maybe I don't. I zone out after a bit. In this age of
that's a nice expression. Yeah. So,
what is zone out? What did I mean by zone out?
Can somebody guess? Okay. I think.
Obviously, a zone is an area. So if you zone out, it means you've taken yourself out of that situation.
You're not there. You're mentally not there.
Yeah, we live in an age.
Clocked out.
We clocked out.
So you're tired. You get distracted. You hear something, or you're sleepy. You zone out.
Yeah,
you
clocked out comes from a nice origin as well, because usually you might see this like especially in the American, especially the old style American films, when they're on a construction site, they'll each have a card and they need to clock in at the start of the workday, so they put it in a machine and it stamps the time, and then they clock out, which is when they're done, and then at the end of the week or month or however regularly they're paid, the accountant will or HR.
It still happens in a lot of places. This
Maybe so. I think most of the world has moved on to digital. A digital means of doing it, but but the idea remains the same.
All right, that was wonderful. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And
thank you for joining us as well.
And tell us what you think in the comment section, and we'll have more of this. If no, we will have more of this.
I should hope so, yes. And also let us know what you guys did for your weekend. Don't be afraid to just play with language, just experiment, just try and up-level wherever you think you can. Just give it a go. There's no...
Leave us your questions,
nothing embarrassing
your
about
opinions, and examples, trying to just practice in a comment section.
Yeah.
And stay safe, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you.
I'm sorry, but just before we sign off, if you don't have anything too interesting to do to discuss about your weekend, maybe go out and do something interesting. Think about what I often try to do as well. I try to become the most interesting person in the room. This is my ambition. Okay, though I'm nowhere near that, but I do try. I live my life with that goal in mind, that I can just walk into a room, pick up a conversation about anything, any discussion, like a jack of all trades.
To go on an adventure and to have something to talk about. Yeah,
whatever it is. So try and get some knowledge, a little bit of knowledge about everything. Go to museums, go out, discover the world or whatever. Or if especially nowadays, the world's a very scary place and things are restricted and whatnot. Just look about your local area. Just talk to people. Just... inquire as to try and
communicate, hear stories, share
especially
stories.
in English, but it doesn't have to be in English. Communicate. That's a nice human goal.
Especially communication.
But try it in English. Yeah.
It's very important.
Expose yourself, immerse yourself. Yes, plenty of people are looking to learn or practice their English too. So you are not alone. That's I think a beautiful message. You are not alone.
You're not alone, and we're here for you. Alrighty, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye bye.